Hello everybody, welcome back to these demonstrations and tutorials videos. As you remember last time I was doing the kitchen, but actually not only did I get feedback from people, but I kind of looked at it myself that it was a really bad kitchen, and I mean the worst I admit I've ever done. Sorry. I mean honestly, just terrible bad kitchen, but I know it's actually still pretty bad, but I guess it's a little bit better than what it was before. I mean, here you get a cabinet here and a cabinet here. I mean, not much you can really do with this space, but I think it's still a little better than before. I mean, but it's got to be, I mean, amen to the worst kitchen I've ever done in my life. But I have models with some really nice kitchens in them. But I mean, this really wasn't to be a design video. It was more or less just a demonstration on how to make stuff video. Like here, even though the kitchen was bad, I showed you how I derived components. I also showed you how I made counters, cabinets, and cupboards. I mean, those are how I really make stuff, and this is how I really make the sinks and baseboards and everything. I mean, so though it was all badly done, badly planned, badly designed, really the videos weren't for that. The videos really weren't for that at all. You know, how to design something, just how I make stuff, and I mean, so it is a little bit arbitrary, but I mean. But I guess I agree, you know, I did move some things around to kind of make it look a little better. I mean, but anyway, that's not what the ideal for this video was. This video was meaning for that video I promised everybody to put this bathroom in. And so I'll do that. It's actually going to take some critical thinking, because I'm actually going to have to take out a wall and redo stuff. At least these doors are components, so okay. And I know the only place to really put it is here. So I'm gonna do that now. Don't know what to say for this little hallway here. Gonna have to do something different. Might be my opportunity to be able to put in a linen closet. So I'll start now by taking these doors out. So I want to take out this wall as well. So what I'm also going to do is take out the ceiling. Yeah, I know you take everything out when you're redoing something. And it's tedious. It's very tedious. Especially if you've already got your mind set on one thing and you know you need to do something else. So it depends on how long this takes. I might have to break it into 2 videos. But as you kind of see, my strategies already taking form. I'm already making lines in the walls where I want to extrude them. So what I'm going to do here is because I think a 5-foot bathroom would be good enough. You know, back in the old days, it was probably likely 6 feet. Darn it. Again, what's sad is because I like this unique little hallway here. However, I guess, you know, I mean, even though, like I said, this wasn't a design video, it was a demonstration video, there is always a function over beauty whenever you make a house, no matter what. In real life, you design a house, I mean, if it's artful, I mean, that's always a plus, but you gotta always make sure it has functionality. It's actually, guys whose lessons I've been learning off of would be a guy by the name of Sir Frank Lloyd Wright. Idolized American architect. Big everywhere. But it turns out he wasn't that great. And I mean, not to say I knock him completely, it's just that, I mean, there's a lot of things he has done that was so artful, but where was the functionality? Like, take the Guggenheim Museum in New York, for instance. While being there, if you know anything about the Guggenheim Museum in New York City, it is sort of a spiral-looking thing. It's a real cool thing to look at from the outside, and even on the inside, but, I mean, it's supposed to function as an art museum. However, unfortunately, he sort of did not live up to that functionality thing, because where the spiral in the building was, it did not obey the functionality of an art museum where you'd actually be able to look at the painting, because all the paintings were to be in that spiral area. And unfortunately, also the spiral area, the railing was only about like 3'6" high, so and you're facing downward in an atrium, and you didn't want to fall over, so you didn't have enough space to look at the painting because they were in close quarters, and so you'd be a little intimidated to be looking at the paintings because you didn't want to fall backwards. So, I mean, that's not function at all. That's just, I mean, to play it safe, you couldn't even use the building what was functioned for. So, I mean, it's your little tidbit tonight on Frank Lloyd Wright. Also, another thing is, he liked perfectly flat roofs. Perfectly flat. So, all of his roofs leak. All of them. Also, if you heard about the Kaufman House, which AKA is Falling Water, beautiful house nonetheless, but millions to fix up. Almost completely restructured, to say the least. Completely, almost. Just to keep that thing from falling in the water. Now to think about what a nightmare it would be that your house is over a waterfall. Again, artful and beautiful, but very risky. Actually, the people who built the house, they were intimidated, and it took him to become a maniac to actually initiate the house to be free from its bindings. Beautiful house, but had to be restructured, which I'm sure the new owners were not too happy about that. Scottsdale House in Arizona. Actually, that's the one I visited. In Arizona, Phoenix, almost Phoenix. It was constructed of redwood or something. And if you think about it, that sort of redwood dries out in the desert. The house becomes brittle. Had to all be replaced by steel. All of it. Because that would never hold in a desert. Smart guy, I guess he just got a good deal on it, that's why. But that's what happened. Oh, in case you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm actually rerouting. I'm actually undoing some things in the hallway to reroute them. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. God dang it, this is actually a lot of work. I mean, it's not easy. Well, but I hope this video actually shows you some of the frustrations you can encounter, especially if you made a significant error in your work, and why to avoid them, why to plan it out before really going into details. Yeah, great lesson to learn. Perfect. But, I mean, some of us have to experience before we can learn, right? I mean, that's how we learn. You don't learn by getting it right. You never learn by getting it right. You have to screw up if you want to learn. And that's true anywhere. Just remember that. You don't learn from getting it right. Alright, so then now what I did was and then I'm going to make this hall go all the way to the end here. And there'll be a door right here. Give me a minute, I'm thinking. Why? Okay. Any day now. Waiting for that pink line. Pink line is always the best. What did I do? Sometimes you click on something without realizing it, and you have to figure out what it is. Another joy is frustration with Sketchup. No, well, I mean, but like I said, remember how I always say with Sketchup. That's the same with AutoCAD. That's the same with pretty much any program you're trying to use. I mean, it's not unique to SketchUp. Sorry, I had to scratch my scalp there. Just making sure of things. Make sure we're all on the same page here. In case I want to change this hallway. And I actually may end up doing some work off camera just because, I mean, I'm going to actually include the whole bathroom process on camera like I promised you. But, I mean, if I want to do some of this cleanup work back over here where what I did before, what I'm doing right now, trying to clean up what I'm doing now, I think I'm going to do that off camera. But, the bathroom, as I promised, will be on camera. And when I promise something, I keep it. Or at least see what I can do to keep it. And I mean, if I really positively can't, I'll tell you. Because, I mean, it's just how to do it, you know. Alright, what to do. Okay. Making sure I got a good train of thought. Keep going here. 2'9". Okay, so the 9 inches here. Just want to keep that 3-foot hallway going. But yeah, this video not only shows the bathroom that I promised, but also sort of shows you what you're going to have to go through if you mess up somewhere, if you change your mind. So I mean, it is good that you're watching this, so you can get a good understanding of what it's like. Because I mean, oh good, right here I can put my door. Alright, so here, like any other room, I would put my ceiling boards, what I call crown molding, in a way. It's not fancy, really, it's just a piece of wood, but it gives it that finished look. Alright, so just making sure my height is right. It will be fixed. Still thinking right now. Yeah, this keeps your brain working, which is good. Because this program really teaches you, or when you use any computer software like this, you know, it's a good exercise for the brain. Because, I mean, it teaches you critical thinking at times. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm doing some critical thinking. It's a good way to keep your brain from going too much. I'll say it's effective. Because what I want to do is reroute this area here, so I can have a door over here. So my door will go here. And another thing. Nah, maybe I don't want that. I want 3'6". And there will be a bedroom door here. Alright, let's get on to what I promised, so in case I run out of time, I won't have... Alright, so... As usual, I'll make my doors this way. Do my necessary erasing. Yeah, I'll put a little closet in here. That sounds like a nice plan. Because we all need linen closets, don't we? I mean, I'm not sure you go into your house, you see that there is no linen closet. However, I know my apartment actually doesn't have a linen closet, but I live in a small apartment, that's why. But for the most part, I mean, in terms of actually living in a house, chances are you're going to see that you have a linen closet. That's it. Alright, so I'll show you how I make a bathtub. And I'll make a modern bathtub. I mean, and like how I do in other things, it's very, very simple. Let me see if I'm on the right layer first. Got it. I always do constant checks to see if I'm on the right layer, because it's a hassle sometimes to change layers, as you already saw in my previous videos. Let me move this down. Because what happens is, basically it's just a rectangle that's extruded. That's what my bathtubs are. I mean, but it's just a quick way to give you that completeness. And also, I've already used the water tool once, so I don't have to use it again. I can just use the eyedropper tool, take it from whatever water source I got, and drop it in. And then, you know, bathtubs usually have this. 6'8" maybe. And there's a bathtub. I'll show you how I make my vanity and sink as well. And again, I'm doing kind of a modern. I'm doing a modern bathroom, not how they do it in the old days. Because I actually want to, because like unlike that kitchen, how bad it was. I mean, criticism is fair, but I mean, got me to thinking. I'm just better off doing the modern stuff instead. Probably safer that way too. I mean, and this is similar to how I make my cabinets and stuff back in the kitchen. Because I mean, that's really what this is. This vanity here is a cabinet. So I do this like as I do in other rooms. Sorry, sometimes when you're hurrying. It's a little hard to breathe at times. Also, this apartment is so terribly hot. So in some of my videos, you'll also hear me kind of breathing a little bit. That's just I'm trying. And that's also another consequence of me moving to the mountains. You see, I used to live on the plains, then moving to the mountains. Not necessarily the best, shall we say, so to speak. Whatever. Not the best. Alright, so as you can see, that was constructed just as if I were constructing like back in down in the kitchen. As you can see here. Also, just like the kitchen. Then you pick a countertop. I usually go to the stone. They usually have the best textures there. But you can always go online and find textures. I don't fuss with it. I just use default textures. I mean, they're good enough for me. So I use that. Now I'll make the sink, which, like anything else, is just a hole. Yeah, that's right. And I mean, and again, the sink, but I mean, anything plumbing. It's just good whenever you do a top-down view. It's, you know, I mean, good for a floor plan view. When working on this. I mean, here, let me give you an example. Like, you see floor plan view. I mean, see that blue dot there in that bathtub? Those, everyone knows that this is a bathtub. Everyone knows that this is a sink. I mean, so yeah. And I mean, this is a tip, and so what you're seeing here, this is legitimately a typical bathroom that I do in most of my SketchUp houses. If you go to my page on the warehouse and download things, you'll see a lot of my bathrooms looking just like this. If not better. Okay, maybe that sounded a little arrogant, but gotta have a little pride, can't you? Right? Sometimes. Just gotta know when to use it. Alright. So here is my vanity. And I don't really look at, no one looks at these, so, in models, so I arbitrarily do things like this. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, in terms of like vanities and stuff, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's alright. Again, your views might be opposing. Let's see where my tile work is. Tile. For now, just a simple tile. Nothing awesome, just tile. Let's see what's going on here. Yep, okay, good. And when I'm done with this bathroom, I'll conclude this video. And I'll make another video of me finishing this whole thing up, so. And another thing about the toilet. I always download my toilet because I can't make a toilet to save my life. So Google saved my life for me. And it's just a simple Google component. Well, because the warehouse is now owned by Trimble, it's no longer as a Google component. It just says Sketchup. So, yeah. One thing I do about the toilet is notice how that there's all these little things and tabs and things inside. I go ahead and erase all of them because it saves me file space. Because any line that's made and any plane that's made all takes up space. All takes up space. The less the merrier. Right? Sounds a little hypocritical. So that's an empty toilet now. See there, so then you don't have all these stray spaces. So that's a bathroom, alright. That's a bathroom. And we don't want to forget the bathroom door, do we? No, sir, Whit-ree. Now you can tell little Johnny to not forget to close the bathroom door when he's using it. Okay, excessive. I'm sorry. It happens. When I go off into space. I space out a lot. Don't know why, but it happens. Alright. Roof layer. Because we want that ceiling back. And also I want this ceiling back too. That ceiling back. Actually, not yet. And actually, you know, I want this back now. Alright, and one last final touch to finish the bathroom off, and that finishes this video. Is that this here. And again, there'll be a closet here. So I left that open. Alrighty then. That was the bathroom video as I promised. Hope you liked it. If you did, please rate, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be one last video after this of this house, and I'll start something else. Alright. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.